Good morning, Christine Bellino.
Good morning. I'm jerry-rigging my studio here, so I apologize for the technical problems.
All right.
I will get those worked out.
Well, you're doing well. Listen, this Steve McCurry, I wanted to talk a little bit about this. This is the photographer that is, actually the commercial I think just played. The photographer that at Munson Williams that is the show that is on display now, showing all of his photos. One of them, the really that incredible photo from National Geographic. Yeah, and what a great show. But does anybody know about the controversy that's going around this whole thing? Like the worldwide controversy that is just exploding right now while this show is in Utica. Do we know about it? Anybody?
No.
It's huge in the photography world that the photos have been doctored. So basically that they've been photoshopped. And there's proof out there. So Steve McCurry is a photojournalist. Now he's kind of backing away from that and saying, I'm not a photojournalist anymore. I forget what he calls it. But technically, a photojournalist, and Christine, this would be right up your alley, because it's about journalism. You would never go in and set up a shot. You would never go in and stage a photo. You would never go in if there was something that you didn't. Maybe there was a person inside a shot that you didn't want there. You would never take that person out. That's the controversy. That people have been taken out. The shots have been doctored to the point where they look better than they really were. It's a real controversy in the photography world.
And justifiably so. You cannot. We use Getty Images a lot for our stories. And one of the things that Getty insists on is if you change a photo, if the photographer changes the photo, they must indicate that in their notes, and you must indicate that in the photo credit, and that we're not allowed to doctor photographs at all. And it could be something as simple as, changing it to a black and white photo, unless it was shot, and this kind of doesn't apply as much anymore, but unless it was shot on black and white film, if you take out the color from a photo, you have to say that it was altered in some way. And we do have photos on our website that have been altered for graphic purposes, and we include that in parentheses saying, they've been altered. To do that is without, indicating that that is what is done is really completely unethical.
Yeah, Andrew, I'd like to talk to somebody over at Munson Williams about it, because this controversy is going on nationwide, worldwide, and the only place this show is right now is in Utica. So it's, to me, even though it's a negative and it does involve a controversy and the legitimacy of the photos, it's all happening while the show is right here. And hey, publicity, good or bad, it's publicity, and I think it's pretty big for us right now. The fact that this show is here. And especially on a weekend like Boilermaker Weekend, Christine, where everybody's coming home.
Right.
Pretty wild. So you can look into it, Google it, it's out there. And, if you look at the Getty Images that we use, the restrictions are so strong, you can't even crop a photo, right?
You cannot. You cannot crop a photo. Say you just want the middle of the picture.
Right.
You cannot crop that.
Say you wanted to take a picture of what's it Trump call Hillary? What's he call her? Crooked Hillary.
Crooked Hillary.
So
yeah.
and say you wanted a picture of Crooked Hillary, but maybe somebody else was in the photo and you didn't want them in, so you'd crop out that person. You can't do that according to the licensing of the Getty Images. So to me, that's a pretty big deal. And if this stuff is being done, and Steve McCurry is saying that it has been done, and that he's not a photojournalist after all, it's a wild controversy that is pretty interesting, I think. Anyway, how about the story you want to talk about? A veteran that has done, I think, one of the most incredible things that probably only a veteran or a sharpshooter would be able to pull off. His name is Jason Galvin. He's an Army veteran in Minnesota. He found a bald eagle stuck 75 feet up in a tree, and this was on Thursday. The bald eagle was tangled up in some rope, and they were trying to get it down. Nobody could get the bald eagle free. It couldn't. The bald eagle would have probably died. Anybody want to guess how he got the bald eagle out of the tree?
Tell me he took his gun and from the ground shot the rope.
That is correct.
Are you serious?
He shot through the rope and rescued the bald eagle. It took him about 150 shots.
I was going to say, what a sharpshooter.
Yeah. It would have been nice if it was only one. It'd be out of a John Wayne movie. But it took him 150 shots. He had only 4 inches of rope between the branch and the bird. It's a rescue. It's at a rescue center, and they expect it to survive. The woman in this clip is the guy's wife. Her name is Jackie, talking about what was actually done. Listen to this.
I thought maybe it was dead at the time, and I took a closer look with some binoculars and saw that the head was moving, and it was very much alive.
That's Jason Galvin. This is the wife.
It was stuck on a talon by hanging from a rope on the branch.
Everybody had the same thing to say, that they were all aware. They've been aware for 2.5 days, but unfortunately it wasn't within their jurisdiction and the safety measures that were going to be compromised.
It was kind of weird actually shooting in the direction of a bald eagle. I was very nervous. I didn't want at all to hit that bird. It took an hour and a half, about 150 shots.
Jeez.
Had to bust down a few branches to be able to expose the rope, and then finally it started chipping the rope away.
We all just watched it kind of fumble down into the branches.
The neighbors nicknamed the bird Freedom. It had been hanging there, and it was up to us to free it, and it's 4th of July weekend, so Freedom's the name.
How about that?
So some of the 150 shots were used to clear a branch. I thought he missed 148 times at the rope.
Yeah, and I think it might have taken a few shots to actually sever the rope.
Right.
A few hits.
Right.
In order to sever the rope, but 150 shots.
Now the obvious question is, had he missed and killed the eagle, that's like a federal offense,
I guess
right?
it would be, but he was trying to save the thing. That would kind of make sense, right?
Yeah.
For all those who argue against the sale of multiple ammunition,
I was just going to say, if
what happened if he didn't have enough to free this
if
bird?
some people had their way, he'd have only been able to purchase like 30 rounds, and he never would have been able to save the
Sorry,
bald eagle.
I'll be back in 3 months.
And here is, I just think it's an interesting story because here is an issue of a gun actually being used to do something really positive. It's a story out there that is positive gun, and there aren't many of them out there right now. So take it, enjoy it, and there you have it. And then finally, I've always known this to be a trick. We've seen it done in studio here as well. You know the one where they have the styrofoam cup, and then they smash down on it. The magician does, and one has the nail over it. Well, a woman or I guess it was a Polish TV host. Some magician in Poland tried to do the trick on Polish TV the other day, and the trick failed. One of the co-hosts got her hand impaled with a huge nail.
Taki to sposób rozwalamy po kolei.
Że jedna dziurka.
Zrobimy na 3, dobrze? Uważaj.
Raz, dwa.
Okay, the thing I love about this clip is that you can't understand a thing she's saying until she screams, right? Man. Screaming is the same in all different languages.
Taki to sposób rozwalamy po kolei.
Że jedna dziurka.
Zrobimy na 3, dobrze? Uważaj.
Raz, dwa.
Got a break at WIBX.